truck about 5 minutes. Sweating already. We're gonna go put some cameras out and well, put some minerals out and put some cameras on some minerals and do that thing. So today, pretty much, we're just walking the edge of this property, and this is the little lease that I have in Mississippi. It's kind of South Mississippi. So we're just putting out some minerals and hanging some cameras, and kind of thinking about if we're going to do any plots in some different areas this year. And I want to go on the west side of this property. There's a little road that borders this from some surrounding property, and there's some young pines, and then there's a cutover and stuff. I want to kind of walk that edge and put some cameras out, trying to see if there's any deer coming off of that property, coming on here. Because there will be plots, and there's already clover here, and we just put out some minerals and stuff, or going to put out some minerals today. So I want to see how many of those deer are coming off of that property over there and crossing on to here, and just kind of starting to get a game plan and see, maybe we can pattern a buck if we get a good decent buck on camera. See if he's better on our property or the neighbor's property, and hopefully we can get enough cameras on that road. We can see what's coming over there off of theirs on ours. One of those different transitions of habitat. So we'll leave some cameras out, and if we don't get much, I might come and move them. I don't have enough cameras to cover that whole area. It's a long distance, and we'll kind of get started on that today. And hopefully they'll kind of help us pattern a group of does, or maybe even a buck if we get lucky and get something big enough to come hunt.
In an area that you're going to hunt and can kind of monitor, you could take this salt block, and put it in this low spot. And every time it rains and leaches a little bit of water, that salt will spread out all in that water and get around the edges. And those deer, you'll notice that they'll utilize that salt replenishing itself every time. So just found that it's kind of a quick way to get the deer on a mineral lick. And when you already got a low spot, it kind of tries to hold water. You don't want to get like a swampy area, but this is just like a little pothole, a little pothole that we've noticed in one of our plots.
So basically what we're doing right now is we're just looking at plans for plots for early bow season, and a place to plant some chufas for turkey. But this is a creek back here, and this ridge that I'm looking at right now comes right through here, flows right through here. And this ridge has got some rubs on it and a trail going right across the top of it. It's not a real high ridge, but this is pretty flat ground. And it goes right out to this opening. So what we're thinking, there's an opening up here. We're gonna come back and make a pea patch. And with a little front coming in early season, it'd be a perfect setup. It's not far off the road. You can get here quiet, set up, and probably get a shot on something. We put a mineral lick right here, which is right off this trail. This trail actually goes out right here. We're gonna go out. We kind of open it up a little bit, but it's just basically right on this edge of hardwoods and an edge of pines. So we're going to establish a people out here, and hoping that ridge will work as a funnel to funnel them off that creek into this pea plot. And that is the road, not far from here, so I can park up the road and we can ease in here with a north wind off of a front early season and get right there. Right there. This will be camera number 2. Pretty much the same scenario. This is a ridge coming off of the creek. Comes out here to this hard edge where these pines are. This is kind of the creek runs north and south right here, and this is the edge between where it kind of drops off and got some hardwood timber road right here. Heavy brush out here, a lot of food, a lot of forbs, browse, and we got established mineral lick right here. If you guys watched my hog video last year, I killed a hog right here early season to come to this mineral lick out of this creek. Don't have a lot of hogs in here, but today we've seen some hog signs, so hogs in here this year might be a possibility. I'm probably not going to bow hunt here a lot. Few weeks, maybe 3 weeks of early season, I'll get a chance to bow hunt a little bit before I head up north. It's so hot here during the early bow season, I don't fool with it a whole lot. But I'd like to get in here and kill a couple of does. Maybe we'll have a chance at a hog with some of this hog sign. So I don't know. We'll give it a shot and see. But that's 2 mineral licks, and put a camera on this one, and maybe we'll get some pictures of a buck here. We got that. Mississippi has a velvet, I think it's like a 3-day weekend or something in September this year, a velvet hunt. So if we get a decent buck coming in velvet on that camera off of that mineral lick, then we might be in that oak right there. Out a few weeks ago, and I only got one buck at a mineral lick. He was there, I think, 2 times in one night, and that's the only pictures I've had of him. And I'm gonna go in here and pull these cameras. I put like 4 cameras on the one edge of this property, but I got to thinking about it, and that side of the property is real thick. You know, I got some pictures of does, but no bucks. And I just kind of wanted to see what was going on, see if any bucks was traveling back and forth crossing that road. There's several different transition lines. There's some new growth pines cut over and different things there that make a hard edge onto this other timber right here. And but I just didn't get many pictures of any bucks. I'm thinking it's just so thick in there this time of year, they're not in there because of the velvet on their antlers. So I'm gonna go pull those cameras and I'm gonna move them in the creek swamp where it's a little bit more open, and see if I can find that buck that I got. He hit this mineral lick one time, and so he's got to be here somewhere. But I got 2 other mineral licks on this property also, and I don't have any cameras on those. So pretty much what my goal is to move these cameras, try to find this buck. Maybe a bachelor group. I'm hoping there's some other bucks in here also. I don't know that. So I'm gonna do that, and in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm kind of gonna be, I got my binoculars with me, so I'm gonna be looking for some acorns, and I'll just kind of make a mental note of some trees I find with a lot of acorns on them, as they start dropping, I'll be able to check those. And but the main thing is just finding a buck in here. Trying to get a few pictures of some to know they're in here. I know they're not moving around a whole lot right now because it's hot this time of year, but generally if you can find one, then he's not far. That white oak back there is in a really good spot. You got 3 different types of timber, and it's kind of low area right there, so that's a really good spot to keep an eye on. And walk on our spider web here. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that one, see if the deer are hitting it when it starts to drop. It had a pretty good bit of acorns on it, and it's in a good spot with those 3 different types of transitions right there, 3 different edge types. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So the funniest thing is I've had these cameras out over this one mineral lick for probably 3 weeks or so, maybe a month. I'd have to go back and look at the date. And I got one buck one night on camera at that mineral lick, and it's been a couple of weeks. So I decided to come in here and move some cameras around in that area to try to find that deer. And the one time I come in here in the middle of the day, as I'm walking on the other edge of the property, this deer shows up. So I'm gonna have to sit here and wait a little while and try to go around and catch the wind right. I'd like to refresh that mineral site, but now I'm a little bit nervous about going over there. So I think I'm just gonna wait a little while, check some oak trees, get the rest of these cameras, and try to slip in there with the wind in my advantage, freshen that mineral lick, maybe drop a couple more cameras to get out. This is a pretty good buck for this area, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him and try to keep from boogering him out of here. So I'm back at the truck. It's 11:41 right now, I think it is. I'm still getting notifications off trail cam. So it's been about, I don't know, 20 minutes. He's still at that mineral lick. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around to the other end of the property and refreshing that mineral lick and hang a camera on it. And I'll ease back around here and go in there and freshen that mineral lick. That'll take me about an hour probably. I just have to get another notification. He's still there. Or there may be more than one. I don't know if he's with a bachelor group or not. He's the only one that's been showing up on camera in the last 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go around there, hang these cameras up. Then I'll ease back around here, try to get the wind in my favor, go in there real quiet, freshen that mineral lick up, and get out of there as quick and quietly as I can. And it's about a month till season opens, till that Mississippi early velvet hunt opens. And I've never killed a velvet buck. I've never really hunted anywhere where I had the opportunity to kill one. This is the first year they've ever done it here, so that would be super sweet to kill a velvet buck with my bow in Mississippi. So I'm gonna ease in there and freshen that mineral lick up and get the heck out of here and leave this place alone. I don't even know. I may come back one more time. I may not even come back until that velvet hunt. I may just leave him be, try to stay out of here and maybe get an opportunity on him. Alright, so I got that mineral lick freshened up, and I haven't had a picture of him in a while, so I put a camera on that one. They'd been hitting it. I didn't want to leave a lot of scent around, so I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to check some white oaks right here at the end on my way out, and I'm going to ease around there and freshen that one up, put a camera out, And I'm gonna get out of here. I put this camera here. It's about 200 yards from that mineral lick, but it's on this plot. It's not planted with anything, but it was bush hogged about a month ago. So I'm sure the deer are hitting it. I've seen some deer tracks in it. Maybe he'll hit this edge right here, and I'll get a picture of him here. Trying to find out what end of this property he's on the most. So we'll get a little surveillance of him. Alright, well, I'm back at the truck. I had plans of doing some more scouting today and trying to locate some acorns on some white oaks and red oaks and stuff. But as you saw while I was on one end of the property, that deer showed up. So I kind of cut plans short. Last thing I want to do is bump this deer out of here. I feel like right now acorns don't really matter. This deer is hitting a mineral lick. This is the second time I've had him on it. This time was in the middle of the day. I think about, I don't know, 11:30. I have to go back and look at the time is when he hit it. He's here somewhere. So I'm refreshing that mineral lick. I moved some cameras on the side of the property where he was at. I'm gonna give it a little time, see what he does, if I can get some pictures of him, and just try to get an idea of which direction he may be coming from. I'm pretty sure he's bedding somewhere around that mineral lick, not far. There's a lot of big hardwood timber on the east side of that mineral lick, so it's probably shaded. It's kind of open where he don't scratch his velvet. He's probably in there somewhere right now. I don't want to go stomping through there trying to find acorn trees and bump him out. I'm going to leave him be. I'll keep you updated on him as the time gets closer to season. My plans are to hunt him in the early Mississippi velvet buck hunt. So I've had a couple of requests for some gear videos. So I think in the meantime I'm gonna do that. And when I post the gear videos of the video of the gear I use, different gear, then I'll give you an update on this deer. Let you know if I got any more pictures of him and what I think. In the meantime, I'm gonna let him be. Got about a month until that Mississippi velvet buck hunt, and I may come back in here and move some cameras. I may just stay out of here, but stay tuned for some updates.